And then my brother-in-law made me promise not to say anything to my sister.
Do you know if the guardrail has always been at Black Lake or the railing?
No, it has not always been there.
Okay.
I think we have a car. For real this time. Like, I'm not kidding this time.
They are calling about some girl went missing, and I said I've been waiting for this call for 30 years.
Let's go put a magnet on it and verify it. Once I do that, then I'll be satisfied. So here we are on day 2 looking for Phylis Lewellen, who went missing December 27th of 1996. Now she also had a Rottweiler with her, and she also had, the vehicle was a how do you say that?
Peugeot.
A Peugeot, which is a German-made vehicle.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, is it?
It's European. I don't know where exactly, but yeah.
A European automobile.
Yeah.
Now, we met up with Kim yesterday, and Kim has a lot of information on this case that we did not have before, because when we first jumped into the Charlie Project, it was like, all right, we have Phylis Lewellen, who is missing. She was last seen at Baker's convenience store.
Baker's Corner, yeah.
Baker's Corner, down in Longview, and that was the last information that we had. So for that reason, with her being from Kelso and her last being seen there, with her saying to her husband, I just need to go for a drive, we had nowhere to really start looking for her, because does the drive mean she's going to Seattle? Is she going down to Portland? Is she heading, east to Idaho? We had absolutely no idea until Kim reached out to us, and she says, my sister Barbara was married to Jeff. And Jeff, come to find out, was having a relationship with Phylis. Now, Phylis was married with children of her own, and it's a little unclear on whether Phylis's husband or the family knew about it until afterwards. Because after Phylis went missing, Barbara, Kim's sister here, as well as Jeff, were questioned as to her disappearance. And I think that at that point in time, then somebody must have told her husband that maybe she was having an affair.
That I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about that, but it was when I first seen your show that.
And so, so here we are, fast forward 28 years, for 28 years, the longer somebody goes missing, the more stories that come out, whether your sister may have been involved, but what if it was nothing more than an accident? Because Matt, let me bring you into this. Matt Moss is a good team member of ours. He's from the area, and he started doing a lot more research as to December 25th, 26th, 27th, and the weather that took place during that time.
So, as I said before, the week before, the weather, as I recall, was trashy. The day that she leaves, it's 10 o'clock at night. I'm assuming that she's coming down to see people. It's a 2-hour drive from Longview to Long Beach at a minimum. And in the winter at night, I would assume her last stop at the store was 10:30 at the earliest. And then to make it here is another 2 hours. And if it were me and I wanted to go hang out with friends at the coast, I would be wanting to get there before they fell asleep. So
yeah. Now the weird thing about all this also is not just the weather, the time the time that she left the house, but she also has the Rottweiler, which is not her Jack. I think it's her Jack Russell, is like her dog, but for some reason she takes the dog that she does not like, the Rottweiler. Why does she take that dog, and why does she take the car that she doesn't normally drive? Normally she drives the pickup truck. But then, there's also Barb, your sister, works at a bar, yep, which is where she met Jeff, and so were they meeting up at that bar? And I mean, there's so many things that could go into this side of the relationship. The dog, the car that she doesn't normally drive. Is she, she's told her husband, I need to go for a drive. We have no idea where she really is, because, she's still lost at this moment in time. So, we know that if we find the car, we're going to find her, in our opinion, based upon other cases that we worked. So now this brings us to what we ended up doing yesterday. Yesterday we started at the corner market. We ended up searching anything along Highway 4 until it came to the junction to then split to either go to Astoria or to come to the north. It kind of breaks to the north and back to south down to Long Beach. So we finished the route on Lewis and Clark that took us down past Astoria, and unfortunately we did not find her yesterday. But that brings us into this morning we're going to drop you into right now.
For families who have all but given up on finding their loved ones, this team is a last hope. Civilian divers experts cracking cold cases for free.
All right, so we're gonna now give you a 30,000-foot overview as to everything we've been talking about. Now, this is the last known location over here at Baker's Corner. So yesterday when we started, we came along the Columbia River here. Anything in green is what we've not checked, but we were really interested in keeping an eye on it to come back to it either later today or on another trip. We have had cars go over guardrails before, and with it being wintertime and the storm that Matt was talking about, we have the possibility that Phyllis could have gone over that guardrail. So I think that at the end of the day, if we don't find her up in this area, that we're going to then circle back towards Longview and check out those locations. We ended up checking this location here, which is about a 2.5 mile stretch here. We then ended up checking this location in town where the church was here. We went underneath the bridge and we found a couple of deep pockets over here that were 10, 11, 12 feet deep. Most of it was 2.5 to 5 feet deep, but we did find along the road a couple of locations. We ended up dropping back down onto the Lewis and Clark that takes us over to Astoria, and we searched everything from this location that we put in all along the Columbia and the highway there. You have the bridge that cuts across to Astoria here. We did not search anything off there because we've never heard of or known any vehicles to go off there, nor do we have a reason as to why she would have gone over to Astoria. Again, we're focused on her getting from Kelso and Longview, the last place we've seen, over to Jeff's home. We're standing right here right now where Jeff's home used to be.
Yes.
Now, coming up this morning, and as well as yesterday, we were talking about it. After driving that southern route, I really don't feel as though she would have taken the southern route. Just the way that I feel about it, I feel like she would have actually come up, taken the northern route. But while we're here and while we're so close, I'd like to drop down to Black Lake here, because there are, if she, by chance she did come through Owaco, had she done so, there is a possibility of her going off at Black Lake right here. So let's jump down there first thing, check that. But then what I want to do is, I feel as though if she's coming up on Highway 4, she stayed on Highway 4, we have a couple of locations here where there's a canal on the right hand side that she could have gone off in.
Yeah.
So
I never thought of Black Lake.
Do you know if the guardrail has always been at Black Lake or the railing?
No, it has not always been there. No.
Okay.
Yeah. I remember when it was a dirt
Sure.
parking lot right out front.
Okay.
Yeah, but no, there was no guardrail. I don't even know is there a guardrail up now?
Yeah, partially.
Partial, yeah.
Partially.
Okay, so we have 5 locations in this area around Long Beach that we want to check, and if we don't find her in one of these 5 locations, then let's drop back down into town today, and we'll be on the water for 3 or 4 hours heading back in towards Longview.
Oh wow, okay.
Sound good? Yeah, you can see the bottom right here. So let's go down to this end. Yeah, bottom. Yeah, on the other side, it looks like it's a little bit deeper down there. And then you got the moss that's growing in here, or whatever it is. So we're gonna bob her out past it. We have a sonar ball that we're able to see how deep it is. So we'll check a few locations then and see if we need to put the boat in here. That's a boat launch over there.
Yep.
Oh, you're getting 10 feet out there, Brian.
Yeah, it drops off pretty quick, like 12 feet out. I think it drops down to at least 8.
All right, let's fire up the sonar. Yeah, it's 8 feet under the transducer. Plenty of depth. Here, I'll share the sonar over here. You know what we're gonna have to do also is you have that ramp over there also where that other guy is at. We'll have to check over there. All right, what is that? That's a big tree there. Let's just double check on the back side of it there. Yeah, that's just all tree. Right here is what we're double checking. So up at this other end, past that tree that's kind of swooping out into the water, that would be my most probable location on this lake. What are you thinking about that ramp over there? Like, I mean, I don't want to say that the sister was involved, or even Jeff, but it's definitely quiet, secluded, and close to town to walk back. All right, we're getting too shallow here. Whoa. Hey Matt, the weeds get really thick through here. Can you drive up onto that road and see if it's thick up there too? All right, it gets down to 5 feet over there, so not there. So that clears Black Lake in my opinion. We'll find out from Byron if it's shallow over there or if we need to figure out how to get over there. Shallow? All right, thank you. All right, that clears this one. So now we'll head up to those other canals that are of interest to us. And it is quite a ways, so we're gonna go up around the bay to the north, and then once we cross over the bridge over here and it starts heading back south, then we're gonna stop over here at these canals and see if they're deep enough.
That's a ton of debris over there. That could be deep enough over there, huh?
Yeah, let's put a sonar ball over here.
Oh, and over here is just too much. It's way thin.
Yeah. Certainly a possibility. All right, leave it there for a minute. Connecting. 52 feet, Byron.
What?
That's what it says. It says 52 feet deep.
Is it for real?
No, bring it in so it resets.
Oh, okay. All the way in?
Yeah.
Out of the water?
Yeah, out of the water, yeah. It's under 4 feet. We had this issue before when it was under, yeah, well, there's 5 feet, yeah. I cast it over there. No, that's 5 feet there. It's 4.9. But then the tide is in also, so once the tide goes out, it's only gonna be 2 feet deep in here. To 4.9 feet.
How much?
4.9, so
Oh, that's not.
I think it's all gonna be the same in here. All right, let's go check the next one. It's brown in there. You can see most of the bottom.
Really, really shallow.
Run the whole thing. Tell me if it's shallow the whole way.
Yeah.
What you got? Shallow the whole way?
Yeah, it's shallow. Yes, it's shallow.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Well, keep on going down then.
Okay.
Shallow through there. Still shallow there. A little darker there. Maybe? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, no, it's shallow.
Okay. Okay. Oh.
Oh, okay.
Those were the ponds that I was most interested in today.
Okay.
But now, since we've cleared all that up in this loop area, now we're heading back closer to the gas station. So now we're really going to kind of start working some different 5-mile radiuses. Whether we do it all on this trip, probably won't. But we'll see where the day goes and if we end up over at Bridesmaid or not. Because now, why did she have that car instead? Why did she have the dog?
Yeah, that's the odd thing that doesn't make sense.
But why did she also stop up at the gas station? We don't know what she bought. Did she buy gas or did she buy liquid courage? That's the other thing we don't know.
Yeah.
So then that takes us to boat ramps in the area on the Columbia River, as well as is it the Kelso River or Lewis River or something over there in Kelso. There's another river over there.
I think it is leaning still more to accident. So have you found anyone that had taken their personal dog with them?
Yes.
On these?
Yep.
So
We have Tammy Goff had her personal dog. The dog got out or was in the back of the truck or whatever. But anyway, the dog was seen wet by the river for like 24 hours, and then made his way up 2 or 3 miles, swam across the river, the Missouri River, and because it noticed some dogs that it's played with before of their friends.
okay, and then second question is, do they usually have their own vehicle?
Yes.
The one that they do drive.
The ones that we found so far, yeah, I've always had their own vehicle.
Okay. It's got to be. I mean, she's driving a car she's not familiar with, in weather that was bad.
But why did she take that car and why did she take the dog?
I don't know, but my point is that it seems to be statistically that the people who do boat ramps and end their own life have taken something of sentimental. It's their car that they know. It's their pet that they know. She didn't have a car that she knew or a dog that was really hers.
But what if this is a vindictive situation?
It could be. Yeah, she took the husband's car, but there was no reason for her to be vindictive. She was the one. She was the one doing the affair.
Yeah, we don't know what was happening behind closed doors. And we put the boat in right here. Look how easy and simple that is. Yeah, and then up to the bridge right there. That's that one that was on our back burner. And since we're passing by here, we'll check it right now. All right, let's run up the river first and go see what we find. Yeah, 15 feet here.
Ooh, that's some more than expected. More than I expected when I visually saw it versus you sonared it yesterday.
Yeah, let's give everybody a view of. Oh, do we have a car in here? By golly, I think we might have a car. It's going to be right over here on the left. Right here is where we're at, right there. See that?
Yeah.
So I'll head back over it. And at that angle, I can't tell if it's a car or not. Maybe it's not a car. Oh, all right, watch your head. Thank you. No, it's just the way the trees were laying there. Not a car. Nice day today, Matt.
Absolutely, I agree.
Yeah.
The weather I knew was going to turn around 10 o'clock where we were at.
Yeah.
And boy, did it burn the fog off and make us take our sweatshirts off.
Yeah, if we had search days like this every day, perfect. some shots here. Give me a car, Matt, give me a car. Alright, there you go. I'm gonna focus on something right over here for a moment. Yeah, what we're gonna do is see where the bubbles are at. We're gonna head kind of straight into that little cove there. And here, let me hold that a moment. And what we'll do is we're gonna try to identify whether it's just like some down trees like this, or if we have something else. Right there on the left is what we want to focus in on. So more so over here, but not. It's too wide for a car. And the reason why I say it's too wide is we're looking at grid lines of 1836. Now the car, I'm gonna guess, is between 16 and 18 feet, so it would fill an entire grid line. But we're also looking at a car that's, 6 feet wide. That's wider than 6 feet right there. But if it's just a different angle, and the speed that we're going could make it appear a little bit larger. So nothing over here on this side for sure, but we have that pile on the other side. We're gonna double check. We're gonna check this side also. And completely clean on this side and that side. So again, the big thing that I'm really interested in is going to be to focus in on this pile of debris right there, which is right over on the other side of that tree. Other than that, there's nothing else that's out here. It's all clean. That's a big tree down there. Alright, that's a good angle. It gave us a different reading on it. Let's come in at the other angle now. Yeah, so I don't believe it's a car of any sort, but I'll give you that. I'm gonna hit a few different angles on it still, just to rule it out. Yeah, just a debris pile. No car. So we'll call the bridge good and we'll head back down and check out that little dike road.
Hey, since this is the deepest part, like that guy said, you run that, just run it?
Yeah, we're gonna run it. Yeah, it was 20 feet back there, 19 here.
Yeah, it goes super deep right here.
Yeah, we're gonna run it for a bit. Yeah, now it's 8 feet here, so it gets shallow through here. All right. Down to 7 feet. I'll run it down to that, past the geese there. And here's where the road ends at the bend. 12 feet, turn and head back the other way. Scan the opposite side. I think it's back down to 15 here. Nice and clear too. Alright, that's all clear. Pick it up and let's head to the Columbia River, huh? No graveyard of any sort. No cars. We thought we had a car here, but it wasn't. Nothing under the bridge. So it's 13 feet under the bridge, like we saw yesterday. And then over here, it got down to 20 feet, but nothing over here. So now we're gonna head to the Columbia River, continue with that plan. All right, so this is the county line campground, where everything that way we've already searched next to the river. Now we have nothing but guardrails heading back to the east towards Longview. But all of those guardrails, have all of them been there since the day that she went missing, or by chance did she go over a guardrail? Was there a broken guardrail and just it wasn't reported properly that, hey, we might have an accident location in here, or an accident may have happened here. So we've experienced all that before. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna drop the gate and the door right now, find a good spot to drop the boat in over the edge, and we're gonna run this thing for the next, I wanna say like 10 miles at least, back towards Longview. Let's go for a long boat ride today. There we go. Alright, it's really hard to tell if that's a car or not. We're going to be almost right at the top of it. Let me drop a magnet on it and see if we can come up with that. But if we look right there on live, yeah, it's really hard to tell. It's down 55 feet. Alright, right there in front of us. So that object under there is roughly 20 feet long. Kind of looks round though, doesn't it? Right there. I mean, it's exactly 20 feet long. I don't know how long that car is. It's called Matt. I don't know.
What's up?
Hey, can you give me details of that car? How long is it?
I want to say, well, I'll look it up and call you back, or do you want me to guess?
Give me a guess first and then look it up and call me back.
Okay, guess first is going to be 16 to 17 feet.
Okay, yeah, I got something that's 20 feet, but that's what I'm at right now. So yeah, give me a call back.
Okay.
All right. All right, there it is right there. Yeah, see, it looks too square. If you look right there at the 20-foot mark, it looks really square. Hey, what's up?
Just under 15 feet.
Oh, okay, yeah, this is too long then. All right, cool. Thank you very much. Hey, will you call Byron also? He needs you to call him.
Yeah, he caught me on. He got me on the radio.
Okay, sounds good.
So,
all right, bye. And this thing's just way too square. I still want to see if it snags though. Alright, so my magnet is 10 feet away from it. Yeah, she's coming up the side of it. It's not magnetic. So I think I'm going to go back to a boat upside down. Can you see the line? We're either stuck in something or we found something magnetic. There, we're jammed in something. You know, it looks like there. Like a Jeep on its side. Oh, never mind. No, it's a boat. Sand, no metal. There have been days I've been out and seen the Columbia. It's like the ocean. Just waves just rolling and ripping through here. Well, let's see. I'm going to run this up a little bit right here, Cade. You look to your left there. It's right next to the road. It's starting to get shallow now. You can see the bottom of it. See if there's a hole though up there at the bend. And nothing. All right. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Come on, Jared. Wow, I didn't know it was gonna bottom out right there.
Break time.
No. I was looking at my sonar at something that was over there, and I was going back to go double check it. Here's what I was looking at. And then I accidentally ended up on the rocks. But I think it's just two trees side by side, but it could be a car there, but pretty sure it's just two trees. Okay. Let's go make sure. I think it's gonna get shallow in here too. But you never know. Yeah, getting shallow. Too far from the road. Right here where we're coming up to, we're coming out of the Columbia River, and behind us, right where the car is coming from, there's a little inlet there called the Coal Creek Slough, and we're going to take that up for the next couple of miles, and that's going to be if by chance she would have gone over the guardrail, or there was gaps in the guardrail, or there was no guardrail at the time, that's the direction that we're playing. And really where we're at right now, we're probably about 3 miles from the gas station, from the, was it Baker Corner store gas station, where she was last seen. So that's why this is so important to us now. 23 feet deep here. All right, let me take you for a bit. So my guess, up at the very end of it, it's going to get down to just a couple of feet. But I don't know what the depth is going to be in here. Look all the way up there. It looks like there's a boat, a bigger boat.
It's 30 feet deep.
Yeah. Did not expect that. You know, all these old growth river logs worth some money, but the state will not let you take them out of here. Back in the couple years ago, probably 10 years ago now, there used to be a show called Axemen, and with Axemen there was a river diver logger, father son, and they were taking them out of here until they got caught. I think we have a car. For reals this time. Like, I'm not kidding this time. All right, let's go check this out. I think I might actually have a car for real. show you? Alright, here we go. Let's come across it here. Right there. No, that's a log. Never mind. Not a car. Yeah, sorry. I can't tell. So right there, we want to. So that's 4 foot high. So we want to go focus in on that and see what we might have. But it gave me a good side imaging last time too. So we'll put it on live scope and drop a magnet on it and see. Let's see if we can find it. Right there on the right. Oh, that's a log. No, wait, that goes from. Wait. Okay, so I found it. But I think I actually have no idea what it is. I think it's just a rock or something now at that angle.
That?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But it's like the only thing that's out here.
Yeah. Jumps out.
Yeah, just jumps out because it goes from, it's 4 feet tall. All right, it's off to the right. That's not it, that's a tree there. So it's off to the right. And it's gonna go from 12 to 8 feet. Yeah, especially when it's 4 feet tall. I'm still not convinced. Look at it on the side right here. So, I mean, I don't know. Let's go put a magnet on it and verify it. Once I do that, then I'll be satisfied. All right, right there. All right. Oh, I thought it was a lock. It was just drug up a rock. Yeah, just a rock. It's bouncing all over. Yeah, bouncing, bouncing, drops down. And then we got the other thing right in front of it. It's just that one. And that one bounces on it too. Yep, not a car. I can feel it all the way up and down both of them. All right, well, hopeful again. All right, we got to where we can see the bottom now. We're only at 2-3 feet deep. And if you turn and look just ahead of us, that's where the houses are at the end of this slough. So we're gonna turn it around. We're gonna head over to the boat ramp and we're gonna do some scanning along a road that is on the way back to this other boat ramp where Byron's gonna meet up with us. So our initial plan was going to be to head over and work on the missing bridesmaids tomorrow using a magnetometer and following up on a rumor that maybe the vehicle was put underneath a road by somebody who's no longer living. However, as Matt was saying, he was not able to get a hold of the proper contact because it is on a watershed road behind a locked gate. So as a result, Kim, what we're going to end up doing, we're going to stay an extra day on this case because what we've now done is we've now searched everything from the gas station over here all the way to Long Beach and back on the multiple routes that we had available to us. What I want to do now is, I don't like when we have to go down this road because it's, it's no longer an accident scenario, but we're not looking at a foul play either. We're looking at she's in the vehicle that, as we understand, is not the vehicle that she normally drives, as well as the dog that she's not in love with.
Yeah.
So for that reason, we're gonna focus on boat ramps tomorrow. So we have 3 here on this side, here in town, on the north side of Longview. You have the one over here, and both on the Cowlitz. You also have the other one on the south end out of Kelso on the Cowlitz. And then we have the one, I forget what it's called over here, Willow Creek? Willow Grove. So we'll check that one. And then we also have, I don't think that she would go to the other side of the river on the Oregon side out of Rainier, but we have one over there as well that we'd like to check. So that's going to be our game plan for tomorrow. And again, we always cross our fingers that, tomorrow will be the day that we find Phylis and we can bring her home. And it's not just that. Do we have any other locations that, because she did make the statement that she's going for a drive. So again, what if it is still just an accident? What do we have within the 5-mile radius of the gas station as well as her home? So I'm gonna break it down tonight on the map, and then we'll go over that first thing in the morning.
Can we still join you for that?
Absolutely. Yep. All right, we'll see you tomorrow.
Okay,
All right.
so we'll get our pictures tomorrow then.
Perfect, sounds good. Thanks, Kim.
Okay.
This morning we are on day 3 looking for Phylis Lewellen, who went missing December 27th of 1996.
So my guess is at one point coming off of that road, Fisher Lane, cars can come in the river there. So again, maybe she was going home, and she missed a turn somewhere.
Look at this memorial.
Oh, that means there's a car in here. And we might have a car right here.
Good morning. What are you looking for?
We're looking for a body, 100%.